Hey everybody, it's Yaniv. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and like, share, all that good stuff. What I'm going to teach you today is a system to quit smoking cigarettes. All right, there's a difference between a goal and a system. A goal, everybody has goals: to lose weight, to get healthy, to quit smoking. A system is what actually gets you there. Now, I'm not selling you anything. There's no product placement. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. I listen to very smart people who say that one way of finding meaning in your life is to find something that you can do to help other people, right? So this is my way of helping other people. I quit smoking 4 years ago. I quit cigarettes on February 1st, 2015, and I never looked back. All right, and my life has improved tremendously. All right, so this is going to be in 3 stages. I know some people say that you want to quit cigarettes, just throw the pack and just don't smoke again. I don't know, maybe a few people can do that. I wasn't one of those people, and I'm guessing that 98.7% of the people aren't like that, because an addiction is, it creates synaptic pathways in your brain. It takes time to weaken those pathways and being able to live without that addiction. It biologically, there's an organic aspect to it, okay, that you need to overcome. So there's 2 things to think about. One, you're addicted to nicotine, of course, right? And all the rest of it is just like all those thoughts like, but it's me, it's who I am. I love smoking. It's my break time. It's like part of my image. What am I going to do if I don't? I can imagine myself not smoking. What am I going to do? Just stand there? All those things is just your brain selling you on all the benefits that you get in return to poisoning your body, stinking all day long, thinking about cancer. But look at all the great things that you get, right? That's just the best lawyer in the world talking to you, which is your brain, right? Number 2, you're addicted to the habit of smoking, right? The whole aspect of taking the cigarette out, lighting it up, or maybe I used to roll cigarettes, right? So rolling your little paper with the tobacco and the filter, lighting it up, blowing out the smoke, all that ritual and all that stuff that goes with it. And a long time, but like after a while, you fuse the addiction with your favorite things in life, like drinking coffee, good food, sex, right? All those good things get fused with the addiction, which makes it that much harder to quit, right? So, but there is a way to do it, and this is the way to do it. 3 stages, okay? This is a system that it takes a while, all right? But it's a sure thing. If you actually go through these stages, you'll be fine. It's scary, but you know what? There's a way out of it, all right? I promise you. So stage 1, we attack the habit, okay? Because the hardest thing for anyone quitting smoking is, or for anybody who wants to quit a really strong habit, is believing in their ability to change, right? It's a very hard thing to actually believe that you can change. Most people think that they're on a track, like a train is on a track, and that they can't deviate from that track. So think of this first stage as that switch that they have on train tracks that switches a train from one track to another. And the first move is to switch to vaping. Now, I know, number 1, I'm not a doctor, okay? But I do know that vaping is bad for you. I know it's bad for you. It's not a good thing. In fact, I know it's not a good thing. But you will only be using this as a tool temporarily, okay? So for that purpose, it's fine. Now, it takes about they say, or there was some article in the 70s or whatever, some scientific article that says it takes 3 weeks for a human to form a habit out of something that they repeat, right? For a new habit to form. Some say it takes that's bullshit and it takes 2 months. I say for me it took about a month. Now when you start vaping, it's going to be, like the first 2 weeks, it's like it hurts a little in your throat and it's a little uncomfortable or whatnot, but it's worth it. All right. It after a couple of weeks, you adjust, you adapt, and it's fine. Find a nice simple vapor pen or a nice whatever, some vaporizer, some electronic cigarette. Find a couple of fluids that work for you. Nothing too fancy. All right. Remember, this is only a temporary thing. Just find something that works for you and stick with it. Now, how long do you vape for before you move to the next stage? For me, it took about a year, but to be honest with you, I could have done it after 3 months. I was just a little scaredy cat, right? In retrospect, there was nothing to be afraid of. All right, moving to stage 2 was actually very exciting for me. Okay, and stage 2 is the second attack on the habit. Okay, and another switch to a different track. And by this point, you've already proven to yourself that you can switch from smoking to vaping. And if you're a non-smoker, this is like whatever, but it's the same thing. Now you're still addicted to nicotine, but for a smoker, it's a huge thing to switch to vaping. It's not like something trivial. It's big. And once you've proven to yourself that you can do that, right? That you can change that habit, you can switch to a different delivery system for this nicotine. You can move to the second and huge stage, which is to take the lungs out of the whole equation and switch to nicotine gum. All right? And everybody's just squirming in their seats right now. I could never do that, but I tried it once and the taste is disgusting. Listen, it's medicine, okay? The taste is whatever. By the way, try the Nicorette. What I chewed was the Nicorette. They have a mint and they have a fruit flavor. I tried the fruit flavor. That worked for me. It's not a nice tasting gum, but it works. All right, it gets the job done. It gives your body the nicotine, and believe me, once you take, you'll still get the nicotine. You'll be all right. It'll be weird for you, but you'll be all right. Your body will still get the dose of nicotine that it craves, and your lungs, but you will stop poisoning your lungs at this point. And you start feeling the benefits of not smoking within a couple of days. I shit you not. All right, within a couple of days, definitely a week. There's I can't even describe like the difference that you feel. You don't stink anymore. Okay. This whole thing is it's a huge blow to the habit. It's a huge blow to the addiction. Proving to yourself, being able to move from the vapor or from inhaling, exhaling that aspect of the habit and the smoke or vapor, whatever it is, and switching from that to the gum, to chewing, and being able to do that for a week. To a smoker, again, if you're a non-smoker, you don't know what I'm talking about. To a smoker, believe me, this will fill you with such a huge sense of accomplishment that I can't even describe. Just try different brands to find the brand that works for you. After a week, you'll already be buzzing with joy that you're just because you're doing it. You understand what I'm talking about? And you're like, but I can't get there. You can get there. If you do this in the stages that I just told you, and you give the vaping a couple of months, all right, 3 months, and then you switch, that transition is fine, all right? You will be able to do this. I'm telling you. And you're halfway out, all right? Now you're halfway out, okay? So once you move to chewing and you've chewed, now for me, after like a month and a half of chewing, one day I'm taking a shower and I'm washing my head in the shower while chewing, right? And I'm like, wow, why does it hurt? Why do the sides of my head hurt? And then because I learned what's it called, vocal training or whatever it's called, then I know that these muscles are connected to the jaw. All right, I didn't know it, but I'm like, oh my God, I've been chewing constantly for like a couple of months now, and I'm jawing like I'm doing cocaine or something, you know. And that was basically that shower was when I decided, all right, I'm taking the plunge, right? And I can do this because I've already proven to myself that I can switch from smoking to vaping, and then that I can switch from vaping to chewing, okay? So that whole element of the smoke and the ritualistic part of it and all that stuff, that's gone. And I'm doing okay without it. I'm chewing, but I'm doing okay without that. Now, all I have to do is drop the gum, right? Stop. And believe me, this is more exciting than scary by this point. You can't see it now, right? You can't see it now. Shut up. You can't see it now from the stage that you are if you're smoking. But by that stage, you're very excited because you know this is working. You understand me? You've already proven to yourself that the system is working. And I threw out my last gum, and then it was like a week of... That's basically, which is why I want to put this scene from Castaway. Have you ever seen Castaway? You ever watched that movie? By the way, a tremendous movie with Tom Hanks before he lost his mind. And but whatever. Listen, I don't blame him. When you're an actor, between the cocaine and everybody kissing your ass, I get, you know, I'd lose my mind too, right? But a sensational job that he did in such an amazing movie. And this is the final scene. He's on this island, this desert island that he washed up to after his plane crashed. And he finally builds a raft and ties Wilson to it. That's his only friend on the island, which is just a football that he paints a face over. And he knows that he has to leave the island. The island was home to him. The island actually saved him. But he knows that if he wants to join humanity again, and if he wants to actually live and not die alone like an animal on a desert island, he has to take the plunge. And that's what I felt when I dropped that last piece of nicotine gum and basically started floating on my little raft of confidence, you know. Now, how long, and this is, I'm telling you from experience, right? Because everybody wants to know how long before you completely stop even thinking about smoking a cigarette. Very simple answer for me, 1.5 to 2 years. Okay? Really, it's a year. Okay? But like after a year, you still like see people smoking on the street or whatnot, and you're like, you feel all excited that you're not smoking, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm so happy to be out of that trap. And you don't feel like you want to smoke, but you have that giddiness, that little schadenfreude 2 years into it, I was like, yeah, compassionate about it, because I know they're in a trap, and I know they don't believe that they can get out of that trap. And it's more sad because I'm so. 2 years later, you're not even contemplating. It's like once those synaptic pathways get that, they never go away completely, but they weaken because they're not in use. Those synaptic that was connected to the nicotine. Once they're so weak, once they get that weak, they're just there's no connection between you and smoking anymore. You understand? It's like not something that you even understand. How nobody really wants to stink all day and think about cancer and horrible things like that, and having to spend money on poisoning yourself. Everybody you know. Everybody who smokes knows they're poisoning themselves after a while. But follow the system. Within 3 months, 4 months, you'll be out of it. All right? You'll be on the other side, like Tom Hanks and Wilson. Well, Wilson doesn't make it, but Tom Hanks makes it. I'm sorry if I, spoiler alert. It's a good ending. He ends up with a nicer looking chick than when he started with, and everybody's happy. All right? I'm just here to tell you and give you that gift of letting you know that not only is it possible, it's guaranteed. All right? Just follow the system. It's not a bullshit system. It works, and you'll be out of it, and you'll be happy, and it'll be like just, that part of your life that you smoked. It's not really a part of you. It's just something that got attached to you like a virus or like a fucking parasite or something. And it's time to just let it go, to shed it. All right? To throw that garbage off and move on to the rest of your life. The happier, cleaner, healthier, better smelling part of your life. All right? Much love.